Non-aligned movement NAM. Historical context and origins. Cold War background. Emerged during peak Cold War tensions 1950s to 60s. Response to bipolar world division between US and USSR. Desire of newly independent nations to maintain autonomy. Reaction against military alliances, NATO Warsaw Pact. Founding figures and events. Bandung Conference 1955, Asian African Conference in Indonesia. Founding fathers, Jawaharlal Nehru, India. Joseph Broz Tito, Yugoslavia. Gamal Abdel Nasser, Egypt. Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana. Sukarno, Indonesia. Belgrade Conference 1961, formal establishment of NAM. Philosophical foundations and principles. Core principle. Independent foreign policy, not joining major power blocs. Peaceful coexistence, Panchsheel principles. Anti-colonialism, support for liberation movements. Anti-imperialism, opposition to great power domination. Peaceful conflict resolution, negotiation over confrontation. Panchsheel 5 principles, mutual respect for territorial integrity and sovereignty. Mutual non-aggression, mutual non-interference in internal affairs, equality and mutual benefit, peaceful coexistence. Organizational structure and membership. Membership evolution, founding 25 members 1961, current 120 member states, 17 observer countries, 10 international organization observers. Governance structure. Conference of Head of States, summit every 3 years. Ministerial conference, meets between summits. Coordinating Bureau, New York based permanent representatives. Troika, past, current and future chairs. Non-aligned Security Caucus, UN coordination. Key objectives and agenda. Original objective, ensure national sovereignty and territorial integrity, promote independent foreign policy, support self-determination and decolonization, pursue peaceful coexistence, reduce Cold War tensions. Evolution of agenda, 1960s to 70s, decolonization and anti-apartheid focus. And it is North-South dialogue and economic issues. 1990s, adaptation post-Cold War. 2000 to present, multilateralism and development focus. India's role and contributions. Nehru's vision, architect of non-alignment concept, emphasis on Afro-Asian solidarity. Mediation in international conflicts, advocacy for disarmament. Key contributions, hosted 7th NAM Summit 1983, consistent leadership in movement, bridge between conflicting factions, financial and diplomatic support, diplomatic initiatives, Korean War mediation efforts, Suez crisis involvement, Congo peacekeeping leadership, nuclear disarmament advocacy. Major achievements and impacts. Decolonization support, strong backing for African liberation movements, diplomatic isolation of apartheid South Africa, support for Palestinian cause, advocacy for newly independent nations. Conflict resolution, mediation in international disputes, peacekeeping operations support, nuclear non-proliferation advocacy, regional conflict resolution efforts, global governance, UN General Assembly influence, development of multilateral institutions, South-South cooperation promotion, UNCTAD establishment advocacy, challenges and criticism, conceptual challenges, negative policy, criticism, accused of lacking positive agenda, practical alignment, many members had covert alliances, ideological diversity, difficulty maintaining unity, effectiveness questions, limited influence on superpowers. Post Cold War challenges. Relevance questions after Soviet collapse. US unipolar movement adaptation. New global issues requiring positioning. Membership cohesion difficulties. Contemporary criticisms. Ineffective conflict resolution. Bureaucratic inertia. Declining global influence. Failure to adapt to new world order. Evolution and adaptation. Post Cold War transformation. Continued emphasis on multilateralism. Focus on development issues. South-South cooperation enhancement. UN reform advocacy. New agenda items. Sustainable development goals. Climate change and environmental issues. International terrorism combat. Global health security. Digital divide addressing. Organizational reforms. Streamlined decision making processes. Enhanced coordination mechanisms. Improved working methods. Better communication strategies. Contemporary relevance and role. Current priorities. Multilateralism, defense, UN Charter principles, protection. Development focus, SDG implementation support. Palestinian cause, continued strong support. Nuclear disarmament, persistence advocacy. UN reform, Security Council expansion demand. Global South representation. Voice for developing world interests. North-South dialogue facilitation. Economic justice advocacy. Cultural diversity protection. Crisis response. COVID-19 pandemic coordination. Climate change adaptation advocacy. Migration and refugee crisis addressing. Food security initiatives. Future prospects and challenges. Strategic reorientation need. Clearer contemporary agenda definition. Enhanced organizational effectiveness. Youth engagement improvement. Digital transformation adaptation. Opportunities. Multipolar world order emergence. Growing South-South cooperation. Digital diplomacy potential. Climate change leadership possibilities. Challenges, membership cohesion maintenance. Grid power competition navigation. Resource constraints. Leadership consistency. India's evolving role. Continued commitment to principles. Bridge between traditional and emerging powers. Development experience sharing. Digital public infrastructure advocacy. The non-aligned movement represents a significant historical force in international relations that continues to adapt to changing global circumstances while maintaining its core commitment to independence, peace, and development. Its future relevance will depend on its ability to reform and address contemporary global challenges while preserving its founding principles. Remember, it's not non-alignment movement, it's non-aligned movement. Non-aligned movement, not non-alignment movement. Okay, that's it for this topic.